Thoracic back mobility with overhead extension or reach. Just need a pillow, a foam roller, anything to put underneath the middle of your back. You'll lift your hips up and reach back. You can grab hold of anything that you have at home, like a couch or a chair, just somewhere low towards the ground. Drop your hips down and hold. Make sure you breathe on this one. Don't hold your breath. Hold for 2 minutes. Here we have our chest and shoulder smash with the mobility ball. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna place the mobility ball or a tennis ball or a softball, whatever you have around the house, and you're gonna put it underneath the collarbone outside of the sternum. And then you're gonna lay down and put your weight on that ball. Then you'll just swing your arm up and down like a snow angel, moving it out towards the shoulder. So if you don't have any trigger points or tender spots, just move it out towards the shoulder. So you'll start with it close to the sternum and then move it out towards the shoulder. So if you get a spot that's really tender, maybe spend a little bit more time there, just moving that arm up and down. If you don't happen to have a mobility ball or a softball lying around the house, if you have a broom handle, you just grab the broom handle and just wedge it into a corner. You do the same thing that you do with the mobility ball. So you just go ahead and place it underneath the collarbone. Maybe wrap a towel around the end of it too, and it won't be as painful. And you just doing a snow angel with one arm. Again, if you don't have any tenderness in that spot, just move it out towards that shoulder. Internal shoulder mobility with body weight. You'll go ahead and lay down on your back. I like to lift my hips up on this one so I can really walk my shoulders down away from my ears and get the shoulders flat to the ground. So before you start, you want to make sure that you're not able to slide your hand underneath those shoulders. Once you're in that position, you'll go ahead and cross your hands and put them underneath the small of your back. Now, while lowering your hips, you'll keep your shoulder blades down tight to the ground. If you let the shoulders come up, you'll lose that stretch. So you'll just lift the hips, shoulders down tight against the ground, and lower those hips onto the hands. Floor prone scapular elevation and depression. So you'll go ahead and start out in your Superman position. Arms extended overhead, thumbs up to the ceiling. You'll reach forward with your hands as far as you can above your head, and then pull your arms down, keeping them straight. So the only thing really moving here are the scapulas. So when I reach up towards the ceiling, that'll be a elevation, and then when I pull them down, that's your depression. So scapular elevation and depression. Standing windmill. Start with your feet shoulder width apart. If you raise your right hand to start, your toes will shift to the left. Then you'll take the left hand and use that as your guide hand as you slide it down and hinge. Make sure the butt goes back. Look up towards that hand. If you feel comfortable with those, you can go ahead and hold the weighted object in the up hand as well. So, slide that hand down. Should end up towards the middle of the foot with the bottom hand. Butt back, hinge forward. Bent over row with elastic resist. Go ahead and step on the band with both feet. Hinge at the hips. Back about 45-degree angle. Reach down low on the band. And pull. Floor supine bat wings. So you'll go ahead and lay down on your back. Arms bent. Elbows about chest height. Legs bent. Make sure your shoulders are as flat as you can get them to the ground. So really roll those shoulders back. Then you'll just drive those elbows into the ground, lifting the chest and lower back off the ground. So it's not a sit-up. You're really just raising this part of your body up towards the ceiling. And just hold for 30 seconds. Here we have the arm haulers with external shoulder rotation. So you'll lift the thighs, the legs off the ground, lift the arms up like a big snow angel, and turn those palms out. Imagine you're holding 2 soda cans. As you bring those arms down, turn those hands up. Towel resisted bicep curls. So we just tied 2 gym towels together. You'll put the towel underneath one of your feet, lay down onto your back, and just resist with your foot. Keep the elbows down close to the ground. Doorway bicep curls. Just have your feet staggered on each side of the wall. Fall back and curl forward. Plank with side to side bag pull. So get into a push-up position. You'll reach with the opposite hand to grab the bag, pull it underneath, alternating arms. Keep the hips squared, hips tucked. Dead bugs. Very similar to your quadruped opposite arm leg raise, except you're inverted, so you're laying on your back. You'll start with your arms reaching towards the ceiling, knees up, feet up. Then you'll just lower opposite arm and leg. Really try to keep the lower back flat. As you alternate arms and legs.